All right, team, what is up? Chuck with Traders War Room, and we're here for a daily wrap-up. Guys, we are going to go ahead and get started, and I will admit people as they come in, but I don't want to waste your guys' time. Guys, use stocks charts, and we're going to get a plan in motion. This is free, and all I ask is you let me do my intro, and then you guys put the tickers you want to cover inside of the chat group, and we will knock it out, guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the particulars. I don't know if 15 feet would do it. All right, guys, hey, we'll get started in about 5 minutes, and then we will knock this out and get you guys some great information, seeing how what's popping, what's not, and hopefully make some money closing out this week and looking into tomorrow. As you guys are going ahead popping in, you can go ahead and put the tickers that you want to cover in the chat group. Please use lettering such as AAPL for Apple and NIO for Neo and stuff like that. And we'll make sure we knock those out when we get to the charts and stock section. All right, team, we're about 2 minutes away from getting started. Go ahead and keep putting those tickers you want to cover in the chat group so we can make sure when we get to the stocks and chart section, we cover all of the popular stocks that you guys want to see. Remember, this is used stocks, charts, and so that we can get a plan in motion and go out there and crush the market. So definitely put those in the chat group. Please use block lettering, and we will get started in less than 2 minutes. All right, team, what is up? Chuck with Traders War Room, and we're here for a daily wrap-up. Guys, we are going to go ahead and get started, and I will admit people as they come in, but I don't want to waste your guys' time. Guys, use stocks charts, and we're going to get a plan in motion. This is free, and all I ask is you let me do my intro, and then you guys put the tickers you want to cover inside of the chat group, and we will knock it out, guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the particulars. Legal disclaimer, this is not financial advice. The content is for entertainment and education purposes only. You are responsible for every decision you make. We want you to have fun, use caution, and always go to war. Some services we provide here at Traders War Room, free and paid services. I say again, free and paid services. Guys, it costs you nothing to come check us out on our platforms and see what we're about, guys. Be part of the team, connect, network, so on and so forth. But if you want some of the good stuff, obviously sometimes that costs a little bit of money. We got the real-time buy and sell alerts, live trading, bell to bell, one-on-one mentoring, trading classes, the fantastic community. Guys, definitely worth your while to come check us out. Like I said, something for everybody. And if you're not excited to go ahead and look to see what's making money, I don't know what gets you excited, because that motivated me. Guys, we're taking a look at SPY. Obviously, always looking at the bird's eye view approach. If you guys aren't checking and being consistent with how you look at stocks, you need to start getting a plan and a strategy in motion. And we can help you out there. Of course, we got the mentoring if you need that help. But guys, bird's eye view approach. And as we see with SPY definitely downtrending. We are in a full-on bear market, and we gap down once again today. Now, because we're here, sometimes we may have to go out. So we go ahead and go into the weekly, and we start to look at the different levels where we had some consolidation periods, and we can put a line right here. And so if we continue in this downward trend, we see the last consolidation period was about around right here, right? We can go up higher or lower, but we're going to go ahead and go somewhere right in the middle. We see it there. We went ahead and met that, and we went ahead and went below it. So then we go to the next level down, and now this becomes previous resistance, now becomes new support. And here we go. There we go. We're looking at this price range right here. Potentially, if we continue going down, 360, somewhere around there. So definitely in that bear category. But I do got a feeling that we're going to see a relief rally, okay? Anytime you see dramatic drops like this, you're going to see some sort of relief, some sort of bouncing back up. Now, I don't know if we're going to make it back up here or not. I can't promise you that, guys, but I can promise you it won't be all downs and everything like that. There are going to be some relief. And you saw that today when we go into the 5-minute chart, guys. You can see where there were pockets of potential to make some money. We came in here, we started dipping right. Let's go ahead and pop this up a little bit. We came in, we started dipping. We went ahead and crossed our moving averages and went to the downside. And then we started peaking back up. So we saw this right here, 375, right? And then we saw the pop back up going up to 381. Opportunity, $6 movement in the underlying stock that we could make some money. Okay, so like I said, there are pockets of potential, but we're definitely looking pretty bearish on the overall bird's eye view approach and on the day chart. Now let's go ahead and get into the stocks that you guys are talking about. So you want to talk about Apple. Appreciate you for putting that in here. Let's go ahead and pop Apple up on the screen. Remember, always staying consistent, guys. We're looking at the day chart first. You're going to probably see a lot of these tickers that you're pushing looking very similar to what we did. And sorry for the lines on here. I did some DD yesterday on the video, and I got some lines here, but it's good for effect so you can see the levels where we're at. Apple pushed down once again. If we want to find a previous level, we go ahead and got to go to the week. And we can see that here, we got this little cup and handle that we had previously before last run. And we can put some lines here, probably 125, potentially if we continue on the downward swing is something in the reality of Apple. But like I said, man, Apple got some good moving. And look at this, okay? This was actually a lot of price action today in a tiny area, so a little consolidation. And sometimes what this will happen is from a gap down, which it did, right? It got a small gap here. This could be a morning star, and it doesn't matter whether it's red or green. In the morning star, typically if we get a relief rally that we're hoping that we get, we'll see a push to the upside. So definitely don't count Apple out, because Apple is very powerful and a lot of people love it, but we're definitely looking for potentially an evening star approach, or excuse me, morning star approach, where we see a little bit of relief rally trying to clear up some of these gaps, at least testing that area. All right, so just don't sweat on it, and just stay cautious. But obviously you need to be able to watch your trade so that you can get in, you can get out, and you can preserve that capital, especially if it's going against the direction that you're trying to trade it in. All right, next one up, Zim and MOS. Got you. Zim first. All right, so Zim, oh, it's one we've done before. Okay, Zim, hey, look at this, similar pattern. Okay, it's going down. We had a little bit of a green day on Friday, but went ahead and came back down. Now we do got a little bit more we can. Previous level here, it's about 46.23. So we got about a $2 movement to the downside that we could see potentially before we get some resistance. But again, look how tight this price action is. Okay, even though we moved here, it's 50.86 down to 47.91, but look where the meat and potatoes of the action came. The meat and potatoes of the price action was at 49, 46 to like 48.47. So in a dollar movement, all that price action happened today. Indicators are pushing to the bear side. We got the MACD crossing to the downside, RSS curling down, and we got the SMI curling to the downside. So we're probably expecting some more downward pressure here. We gotta cover our bases first. So we go back here, we're looking here, and this is where we probably need to touch first. $46 would be a good idea for some continued pressure to the downside. So about a $2 move to the downside on this particular ticker. Let's go ahead and go with MOS. All right, MOS, so Mosaic. Now, I'm not familiar with the stock, but I'm just going straight off the technicals, okay? We're below our moving averages, which means momentum is to the bear side. We obviously know this is going to be a common theme. We got a MACD cross to the downside, RSI pushing down, and the SMI pushing down. Guys, 3 reasons why to push the buy, and if you're going to push this one, you've got all the indicators to go to the bear side, and I don't see any real indicator of reversal now. Particularly, I would not be wanting to trade this. I don't know the stock very well, but we got a shelf right here. So we do got some potential for an extreme amount of downside, about 44.78 from where it's at right here, 41.43. That could be a decent move, because here's our previous shelf back where we had previous support at, okay? And now our resistance is broken. And so we go back down to our previous support, and probably we'll see a little relief and maybe some bumping and rejection at that point, where it'd be a good indicator to potentially see some trade. So about a $4 or $5 movement to the downside would be a good bet, specifically given this current market conditions on your MOS. Let's go ahead and go into this. What's the next one? We already covered Apple. Appreciate you. Microsoft, TDOC, and ARK-K. All right, here we go. Microsoft. All right, Microsoft, again, you're going to see all these big boys. They're going to run with the SPY, okay? They're going to look very similar. Again, we got 3 crows coming down, 1, 2, 3. Looks like we're still in bear territory. We just got a cross on the MACD coming to the downside. RSI is tanking, and the SMI. Now, with these ones, I already got some levels that I'm interested in, okay? I think that we could potentially see some more downward slide going into the the higher 230s, or potentially the lower 230. So I got this line here about 234, where I think if we continue to slide on down, we could potentially see that, where we got some previous resistance from historical areas. And that's where I'm at right here, okay? So we got these little areas. We already broke through this one, right? So we had railroad tracks. We broke through this one. So now it's probably coming down to test this lower level, where we'll see rejection and at least a little bit of relief on Microsoft. But we definitely are looking really bare on all these charts, and we now not got 1 gap, but we got 2 gaps to clear, which would be good for when we reverse and push to the upside, because we possibly get a dramatic push to the upside, clearing both of the gaps very quickly. All right, what's next? What's next? TDOC. TDOC. All right, here we go. TDOC. Okay, so we've done this one before. I'm going to remove some things. We got a big gap on T-Doc. We got some long consolidation too. All right, so now we're in range. Let's go ahead and put a line here. Okay, so we got the top here where it went up to this previous gap and was rejected, right? So we got our top line. We're going to go ahead and put our bottom line because we're at range, right? And we go down just a little bit because we got a little bit of wick out down here. So we got a little bit of to the downside. So we're in range here. We're pop. If we can't hold this range, then we got to go out to look at our previous levels. And when we go out looking at previous levels, we realize, man, we haven't been this low for a minute in this stock. Look at this. We're on the weeklies. We haven't been this low in this stock for, we're looking at like here, like 2018, okay? So definitely we might see some good resistance and some good rejection on this particular stock, but everything is going down and we got the huge gap that we got to cover, but we're in range. So I would like to see probably some rejection here, potentially to try to push back up to our moving average. If not, push back up to our lower level of our previous gap to kind of test that. But given this market, it's all depending on whether we can hold this line or not. Kind of like a battle, guys. This is the front line right here. If we can't hold the line, we're going to break, and then we got to go previously back and look for levels. And it's definitely looking bearish right here. We got a MACD that wants to cross, RSI looking curling down, and we got our SMI that sometimes acts as a precursor to the MACD already had crossed. So it's definitely looking grim on this particular stock for the bulls, but the bears are definitely in their winning territory. Let's go ahead and look at ARK-K. ARK-K, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and admit someone real fast. All right, ARK-K. Kathy Woods has been getting a lot of attention here lately, but she hasn't really been talking about her ETFs and stuff. She's been talking about where long holds and all this stuff. She's been really pushing a lot of this crypto and Binance type of stuff. Her ETFs are struggling, and why? Because they deal with a lot of those speculative stocks that were pushing during the previous bull run with high forward PEs. Okay, anything that was pushing like 50 to 100 forward PE without the fundamentals to justify why it was pushing that far is struggling right now. Okay, and a lot of these have dipped, and they're going to continue to dip because they're overinflated, and a lot of analysts think it's overpriced. So I do see some more downside on Kathy Woods, ARK-K. It'll be nice when this reverses, because right now at this price, this is definitely buy zone in my opinion, buy zone for shares, because I think this will be good for a long hold if you have the patience to go ahead. But definitely looking bearish. We got the cross on the MACD, RSI pushing down, the SMI pushing down. We also got the three crows, 1, 2, 3 coming to the downside, and it looks as though we're probably going to break this previous level here. If we blow this up, we see that we got this 35.10, probably break that to the downside and come back down a little bit before we see a relief to try to kind of come back up and try to see what we can do with this bottom level of the gap right here. Of course, we'll probably get rejected, but it'll definitely be a nice relief for people that are bullish on this particular stock. All right, where we at? All right, SPY. We covered SPY earlier, but I'll go ahead and do it for you again, just because we always start off with SPY. But guys, SPY, I just want to do this because we noticing some of these big tickers, right? They're all flowing with the SPY, and it's because they're the big boys inside of SPY, okay? You got the market cap of Apple, that's huge. You got the market cap of Microsoft, which is huge. Tesla, all these other ones that got a lot of liquid money associated with them, they're all going to look very similar to this because they're all making the SPY move in this particular direction, okay? Just so you understand. And also look at the Q, right? The Q is going to look just like SPY too. Look, the Q looking just like SPY because it has all of the speculative stock, tech growth stocks in it as well. So we're definitely looking really grim on these particular stocks, but I think that we'll probably see some relief coming in very soon, at least for a little bit, so to give a little bit of a push to the upside. Guys, you don't need to use that. Hey, appreciate it. Yeah. All right, Amazon, NVDA. Let's look at it. All right, Amazon, here we go. Similar, okay, Amazon's pushing to the downside. Guys, when I see Amazon at this price, okay, I start to think, do I really think that Amazon's going anywhere? The answer for me, in my opinion, is no, I do not. I see Amazon at this price, and I think I need to buy Amazon, okay? So if you're not buying shares, especially when it's down here at this particular level, I don't know what's wrong with you. You need to start investing some money into Amazon shares, because Who would have ever thought that we could get Amazon shares at $100 per share, guys? Okay, so start investing some, at least fractional shares in Amazon, because it's not going to be down here forever, and it's definitely going to go back up, especially when things start rolling. But we are at a level where we've seen previous rejection. Okay, we got rejected here, push back up, right? We got rejected again, push way back up. Maybe we get rejected again and push way back up to try to go test this previous gap. That's what I would like to see, because my calls would definitely be making money. I got calls on Amazon pushing out a few weeks, but definitely we're looking here, and this is battle zone. Okay, this little level right here, this is battle zone. 101, 102 is battle zone for Amazon. We got to hold that, and hopefully we push to the upside and break this previous recent high, which would be fantastic. All right, NVDA. And when we talk about NVDA, we got to talk about AMD too, right? Because I mean, they run in tandem. Three crows to the downside. NVDA looking really bearish. We're pushing lower than we have been before, so we got to go out a little bit to see what our previous levels were. And so when we do that, we can come out here and we can see that we got a little bit of a shelf here where we kind of had a wedge down, and we can start thinking that maybe 142, 145, something like that is a definite possibility for NVDA if it continues with the downward trend that we're seeing. Okay, so definitely start thinking in that direction here recently, that these stocks, all these popular stocks that have been overinflated, are going to start going down to previous levels, especially as they're struggling. Okay, now, like I said, there's going to be relief. So let's look at this one. Okay, this one is a perfect example of definitely able to make money when you're day trading. Okay, so you see how it's rolling, right? We definitely realized that it was pushing to the downside. Our crosses on our moving averages went, we closed below our moving averages, which was an indicator to put puts on it, and it went down. So from here, 160, boom, right? 156, money, guys. $3 movement right there. And then we see the cross coming again. We got tight and consolidated. We crossed right here, entry in 158, 161, $3 movement, money. All right, so there is potential to make money on these trades, even though they're moving in a consistent downward trend. Okay, I just wanted you guys to see that you can make money in any market. You just have to be able to watch it, have patience, have a strategy, have a plan, and act on it. Okay, so let's go ahead and go with Big and Wells Fargo. Big, man, Big was a big disappointment. That's what that was. All right, we thought Big was going to fall in line with some of the other ones because it did fairly well after earnings previously, and then it ended up not whelming. It underwhelmed, in fact, and we see that right here. Earnings went in, they sucked, and we came back down. The dividend came in, and usually what happens after the dividend, a couple days later, you get some more downward pressure. I see Big coming back down, and I wouldn't be surprised if Big comes out here recently filing for bankruptcy or saying that, you know, they got to close some more stores down, stuff like that. I would not be surprised. You're starting to see that with other venture businesses out there that are starting to file for bankruptcy because it's a tool they can use to restructure their organization in tough times. And I would not be surprised if Big is one of those that would have that in their pocket, probably thinking about it right now, because they are sucking right now to the call side. All right, where are we at? Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, who made money on them puts? Okay, we got the calls. Yes, I got some DMs about the calls. Hey, it's moving down and blah blah blah. And the calls. Listen, that's why we went out into July with our calls, and we stayed pretty close to at the money on these. But our puts are making money, guys. We had a $43 put that pushed out to the end of this week, and that thing was money. Okay, and we are continuing to downside. Now look at this. All the other stocks were big reds, right? And we ended up closing green on this particular one. Okay, finance is a tricky area. Okay, these finance sectors, while they're going to be struggling with the inflation, these are better opportunities during high inflation rates. Finances, insurance companies, and consumer staples are safer bets. Okay, nothing is safe right now in the bear market, especially if you're a bull. But financials, especially the ones that's been around a while, that are embedded into the American fabric of society, and the insurance companies and the consumer staples are usually perform better in the inflation areas than our speculative areas. Okay, so I just want you to keep that on your radar. We definitely got some more downward pressure. It looks like we got our MACD crossing to the downside, RSI still pushing, SMI still pushing. So I think we got a little bit more to allow for some of the runners on Wells Fargo, if you got any there. And then hopefully we start to reverse to the other side just a little bit more, and we come back up to start closing and retesting these gaps where we'll make money on our call and we're out until July on that, so we got plenty of time. All right, where are we at? AMD. Yeah, we said we talk about it. We're going to talk about it. AMD looks a lot like NVDA, guys. The only difference with this one is this one got some pretty bearish news the other day. And I put a little bit of level. We talked about this on the video last night, and I went ahead and put this line here. I think AMD comes down to $84, $85 to test it. Okay, it already came down to 86. So I think we come back down and we're going to test. We probably go a little bit lower, to be honest, because the news isn't so great with AMD. It's very popular, but popularity right now is not paying the bills, and people aren't trying to buy in long on popular stocks. They're trying to make some money. So I think we come down. I think people are shorting this stock, and I think we come down to a previous level where we got to go out a little bit, and we can see that we probably got a little level, maybe $74, $75 to push. Maybe that's being a little too aggressive on AMD since it is so popular, but 80 bucks I think would be fair to think that we got some downward pressure in the next coming week or a couple of weeks to go and test those lower levels to see if we can hold. All right, where we at? Hey, Jalan, man, I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce your name correctly, but I appreciate you, buddy. ABNB. All right, ABNB, guys. Okay, this is getting beat up. Okay, now I will say the CEO. I listened to him talk a couple weeks back, and the CEO is full of energy, full of ideas, and it's a fantastic plan. But here's the deal with ABNB. Okay. In order for this to work, the people got to be able to sell their places at rates that make money, okay? Because it's kind of like the bed and breakfast share and stuff, right? People are opening up their spots that they own and trying to make money off of it, and a lot of this right now is being done for free or discount because they're giving these places to the refugees of the Ukrainian war crisis with Russia, okay? So no money's coming in when we're doing that, okay? Yeah, they'll get some tax write-offs and stuff like that, but no money's coming in, no money's being generated or revenue's being generated, and a lot of these guys' business comes from overseas, and that's just not happening specifically overseas in Europe, okay? So we're probably got some more downward pressure on this, and we don't have any historical data because it's such a new company, guys, so we can't even really go out to previous levels because we're lower than we have been before. Looking on the day chart, we're definitely looking bearish all the way down 3 crows. I think we got some more downward pressure on this one. The MACD is just about to cross, so we probably got some more. Again, RSI down, SMI precursor to the MACD usually, so some downward pressure on ABNB. If you can afford it, it might be a good idea to go ahead and start getting some puts on this short term. I'm sure the premiums are jacked up on it though. Roku. Here we go, Roku, guys, daily chart. Again, if you guys haven't noticed the trend, we got the 3 crows coming, boom, 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 with gaps coming in each of them. Roku, again, is, it's a popular stock, but it's definitely getting beat up, okay? Now, this is funny, though, because a lot of analysts like this particular stock a lot better than some of the other ones, okay? So Roku is actually favored with the analysts. They think that this one is potentially, and that's based on the worldwide application of it. A lot of people have Amazon Fire Sticks, but more so here in the United States and over in areas like England and stuff. And a lot of people worldwide have the Roku sticks that are utilizing them. So it has a bigger pool as far as population that's using them. We have to go out to see where another level is. And we definitely got to go to the weekly because the daily just doesn't have it. And if we go out, we notice that we have previously right here, 2020, guys, back to 2020 levels. Look at that, March at the crash. We're headed back down to those levels, okay? So if you guys haven't paid attention to this, this is happening, okay? Look, we got the M formation, guys, right here. Up, here's your M, down, okay? So definitely coming back down. I think we find support and a rally somewhere around these levels here, 70 bucks, maybe a little lower, 65, and then we start to see the rejection and at least a test and a relief to come back up to the upside. All right, Square, Meta, Tesla. Square or Block. I wonder when they're going to change the ticker on that one because they already changed it on Facebook. All right, Square. Fintech, I like it long term. Right now, fintech sucking, okay? But definitely this is areas, if you're long on fintech, Square is a fantastic company. If you've never looked at their underlying business vision, they're a fantastic company and they got a lot of great momentum. Right now is just not the market for them, okay? Because they feed off of smaller businesses is starting up. Okay, that's their whole basis for Square. That's their big thing, is smaller businesses utilizing them as a pay for service or pay for product thing, and then they make money. But the smaller businesses are not coming in at full stream. And in fact, to be 100% honest with you, a lot of the smaller businesses are failing. Okay, so Square is going to suffer as well. But this is buy zone, in my opinion. Start picking up shares, holding positions long, and dollar cost average as much as you can afford and you're willing to risk on Square anytime on some weakness that we have currently. Looking pretty bearish. Cross MACD, RSI down, SMI already down, looking like we're going to the downside. And we got to go out to the weekly to see where we're at. And again, I bet we're going to be in 2020 somewhere. Again, here it is. All right, we're looking like probably, 39, 40 bucks for a push to the downside on Square. Just keep it 100 with y'all. All right, Meta. All right, Meta. Now, Meta's a different case. I like Meta. Okay, they had a bullish report on Meta about their virtual reality and their artificial reality. Okay, so their VR, they're putting a lot of eggs into this particular basket with this VR. Now, right now, because people are penny pinching, they're not interested in this VR. They're not going to be interested until money starts flowing back in. So these things like a virtual reality customer, store inside of these worlds and everything like that. You never seen the movie Ready Player One? Watch Ready Player One. It'll kind of give you an idea of where Facebook's trying to go with this virtual reality thing. Now, augmented reality, that's the AR. That's what I'm really hitting on, is I like that a little bit better current conditions than the virtual reality, because people are, going to get depressed. They're going to start getting low. They want the augmented reality, which are like those filters on the camera where I can send a funny text to my wife and my kids, and I can have like an elephant's face talking a funny language. Okay, that's augmented reality. That seems to be a little bit more because people are still present in the real, and they're not disassociated into a virtual reality space, which no one's really caring about that right now because they can't afford all the cool stuff that comes along with that. So augmented reality, good for Facebook. On a downward trend, I got a feeling that people are going to start thinking enough's enough very soon, and it's probably going to pick up some steam. Indicators are saying it's pretty bearish though, just like all the other stuff. Look at this, MACD down, RSI, SMI. We're on a daily, we have to go out to the weekly, and again, we're probably looking at 2020 levels as we've been talking about this previous thing, which it is right here. Probably looking at 150s. I would say probably about 150, 155 would be a good area that we probably find some support in Facebook from a dramatic knee-jerk reaction. So definitely keeping a watch on this one, because when this takes off, it's going to take off hard and fast, just like it did last time when it popped before the last dump. All right, Tesla, everyone's favorite day trading stock. Guys, Tesla is a crazy day trading stock for people. If you haven't traded Tesla on day trading, man, you can make some money with Tesla. Same thing with Tesla, okay, down, down, down. But we got a previous near-term level where we'll probably find some decent rejection points with Tesla, okay? 626, 629. Now, something that's cool with this and that a lot of people don't know, okay? Tesla's Starlink capability is one of the main components for providing internet usage over there in Ukraine for the allied nations. Okay, a lot of people didn't know this. I was reading a report about it. Okay, so they are providing a lot of internet resources because Russia cut off a lot of the internet stuff over there. So Starlink is one of the main components that's keeping, the Ukrainian people, specifically, the military and stuff like that. And a lot of times that money that comes in won't come in until later, okay? Because, it's doing it, hey, we want to get you guys safe. We want to make sure you guys are secure and informed and blah, blah, blah. But you guys will pay us later, when we win this thing. So that's kind of the bet along this. But that's good for Tesla in the long run because those companies are still together, okay? But I do see some more downside on Tesla. I think we come back down to test these lower levels in 6. Specifically, they got the stock split coming, but people aren't excited about the stock split, okay? It's 3-to-1 stock split. They're not as excited as they were the last time because they can still remember the 5-for-1 stock split just, recently here, a few years ago, okay? So it's not as a dramatic idea. Sometimes with stock splits, you'll see a lot of pressure coming in because people want to own that. They want to get a piece of that. You'll see a push to the bullish side so that they can rush the price of it as much as they can and hopefully get out before the split, make some money to come back in on the dip and buy the shares long. But definitely looking pretty bearish. RSI is already curling down. MACD is about to cross. SMI are already crossed. Like I said, I think Tesla comes down to push, 600, 625. And why this is a favorite stock to trade on the day trading, because you get dramatic movements like this. Look at this, man. Okay. Tesla, if you're not trading Tesla on the day trade, you need to at least dip your feet and get wet with it once. Okay. You come in here, right? See the moving averages pushing to the downside. Great. Buy in here, somewhere here, 664. You come down here, you start to see the volume taper out, right? 646, guys. Look at that. That's money. 664, 648. That's a $20 movement in one particular stock. Okay, Tesla is fantastic for day trading. And then you buy on the run up. Okay, you start to notice it consolidates. The moving averages is getting tighter. You start to buy in. Maybe even you buy in here, 656. Come up, consolidates up here. Maybe you can get at the peak, somewhere at the peak here. 667, another $10 movement. Okay, all day, every day on Tesla, it moves like this. Fantastic stock to trade, and people love it. And that's all the tickers we got, guys. Hey, I want to thank you very much for rolling with us. Okay, listen, here at Traders War Room, we look at the stock market like a war zone. Stocks and sectors, those are our battles. We do it together as a team. Attack, conquer, destroy, and we're always looking to go to war. And if you want to rock with us, then check us out, man. TradersWarRoom.com. Hit us up on the Discord. Send us an email. Send us a DM. We love you guys to come with us. And as always, if you're ready to rock with us, then all I got to say to you is follow me. Let's go to war together, team. Later, y'all. Have a good night. Ernie, appreciate you. Jeloni, appreciate you. Cedric, thanks, bro. Adrian, good to have you here. Donna, appreciate you in here. Sam, thank you for coming. Ravi, appreciate you. Tin Tuck, appreciate you for coming in. Lisa, thank you for coming in. All right, guys, you have a good one. BB, appreciate you, brother.